It's your boy Afrofuturist. I'm here with my first video, on my first 24 hours in South Africa. Yo, in South Africa. Crazy, crazy. I look hot and sweaty, but you know how it is. That plane ride was long. So when I came to South Africa and I landed in the airport, I just thought it was a little basic. I expected the airport to be extravagant, and maybe it was just the fact that I was getting off the plane, but I'm like, why isn't this airport so as big as I thought it was? And then I stepped through the plane doors, and I'm like, yo, this is the biggest place, but it was empty. I was a little worried because I was like, man, if it's empty, that means there might not be no taxis. It's the holiday. I came on Good Friday, and I just didn't expect it to go anything like I expected it to, but the people were kind. They were nice. A guy met up with me. We just started chopping it up, and I was just telling him, like, yo, I'm new in the continent. I just got here. I don't really know how to get no SIM card. Can you help me get a SIM card? He said, yeah, it's outside. I'll take you outside. I'm like, all right, cool. He packed all my stuff on my cart, and that was cool. I was like, I could do it myself. He was like, no, I got you. So he started walking it through or whatever. It was cool because the vibe was like the more I started walking, the more I was like, this is crazy. Like, I really left the continent of North America. I really left America to come to Africa. So I'm processing it. Now listen, I can tell you, when we got outside, I was surprised to be met by my driver. I'll get more on the driver later. But they came, picked me up. I was excited because I'm like, man, I'm really in Africa. And then the guy was like, yo, appreciate it. We had a conversation. I talked to him about how excited I was. And then I just gave him 600 Rand. And he was so excited, and that's just trying to fade it off. I'm like, yeah, I know it's 600, but the conversion, I think I know what I'm paying. He was excited. I was wondering why he was excited. And then I walked outside. There was no SIM card, by the way. I walked outside, none of that was real. And I just laughed it off, whatever, And then just driving back to my place, having a window open and seeing how big the airport actually was, it was breathtaking. And the place I'm staying in is Kempton Park, Brendale area. So it's a nice agricultural area. And as you're getting towards it, you're like, man, it just went from this building, this giant airport, to these kind of dark roads. You don't see the streets. You kind of just see a gas station. And the gas station is nice. I pull up to the gas station, go in because I want to get some food. I'm a little hungry. I didn't eat the whole 16 hours. And literally, the moment I went we rode up to the gas station, it was people pumping people gas and washing people windows. Now, I have never experienced nothing like that before. That, to me, was one of the best examples of our people being utilized to the best of their ability, and our people doing what they gotta do to survive. So we didn't need the service done. It wasn't my vehicle, so it really didn't matter to me. I go inside, I start looking at all the drinks, and like people in America know, when you take a long road trip and you go in a gas station, it feels so good to finally be able to get that stretch, be able to get that drinky drink. You know what I'm saying? A bag of chips, whatever. And I get some water just because that stretch. I'm feeling good. I need to hydrate. I know on a plane you don't hydrate as much. Then I go. What happened? I go to this place called Steer. They're burgers. Don't eat at Steer. Listen, Steer, you dead wrong for making that giant piece of pineapple on the burger. Steer burger. Got two of them. Thought I was hungry. Got a meat pie. Thought I was hungry. Now, granted, I'm a bigger guy, so some of y'all thinking, oh, you was finna eat them. You was finna down all them. Nah, I knew the next day I wasn't going to have a Sims card, so I wasn't going to be able to get food immediately. Some of it was going to be for the morning. The burgers was for the night. The moment I smelled them out, disgusting. Like, I couldn't even put my lips to it because I could feel the cold on them. And I just chalk it up to it being Steer. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I get to my place though. I'm just blown away. The moment I ring in, an electric gate open. Drive down, maybe quarter of a mile. All you see is barbed wire fences. You really don't see what's on the other side, but you see barbed wire fences like in a lane. And then at the end of it, you see a parking garage, an office, and a storage unit, and a electric fence that's blocking a beautiful home. And I'm getting hyped up. I'm like, ooh! I got me a mansion. Knowing I seen my Airbnb, but I'm thinking they made a mistake. I'm like, oh. Bro handed me the keys. He's like, yeah, that's your place over there. Nice place. Nice 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom cottage. No complaints. I was feeling the vibes, you know what I'm saying? Feeling the vibes of their crib. So I get here and I just see the beauty and, load shedding didn't happen yet. So as we're like talking, he's like telling me about the place or whatever, I'm just looking around and I'm just at awe at how bright the night is. How the moon, it was a full moon, obviously, but the night was bright like something I've never seen before. Almost to the point where I can see at night. And some people probably will know what I'm talking about. And they may experience that in areas and low light traffic areas and stuff like that. But just for me, that was like, man, we are in Africa. We being me, myself, and I, but we in Africa. So I go in the house. I don't know what to do, just ecstatic, just don't know what to do, what to say, just in disbelief and unbelief and relief. I'm just ready to like make a new move. I want to go do something. Want to go somewhere. I go right in that room. I lay right in that bed, wide awake for like 3 hours. Why? I don't know. I wasn't even on my phone really. I just was kind of like, it don't feel like Africa. Because seeing all that stuff coming up, it just was nice. I even seen like $100,000 truck, and I'm like, wait a second. Then I came here, the generator, was it running? No, it just kicked on while I was laying down. So the light flickered, but it cut back on, and it was daytime. It was not daytime, but it was illuminated again. The room was. So I was just confused, like, so a generator really you can't tell. You know it's happening, but you don't know what's going on as it relates to load shedding. So that kind of surprised me. It made me feel like this wasn't Africa really, that this was, in a sense, America. Like my brain wasn't clicking. Except even driving here, you start seeing that the roads is a little different. People, incoming traffic look a little different when you're on the left side than the right, and a lot of people know that too. So, next day comes, I finally get to sleep. Next day come, I wake up, I take a look at the land. I see a soccer field. Wait, first I see these birds that I've been seeing all this morning. I opened the door. I've been seeing these birds off in the distance. They weren't making no noise. They were quiet. There was about 20 of them. I knew this place was a farm, so I'm like, okay, maybe them some overgrown chickens. Maybe they turkeys, whatever the case may be. I jumped the soccer field. They don't move. They're on the ground still, moving around, eating whatever is on the ground, seeds, worms, whatever. I woke up to these giant birds. Yo, like, terrified. Like, these birds just like, quack, 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 quack. They start bringing out their arms, like their wings is huge. It's 30 of them. I'm like a little scared, but I'm kind of like, like kind of ducking. They scatter off in different directions, going to trees. So then I start looking at more of the land. Seeing the trampoline, seeing a basketball court, seeing a pool room, and then a farm. Now, one thing I love is livestock. I'm a livestock farmer at heart, but I've only dabbled in vegetable and salsa gardens. That sounds crazy, but I've always wanted like goats and like, I don't even know if they sell them or anything. Maybe just say I got it, I got the possession. But I've always wanted livestock. And then in this case, I also wanted a beautiful garden, and they had both on top of this beautiful house. Dude walks outside, he's like, hey, I own the place, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, man, this is crazy. This is nice. They're like, yeah. You know, they downplaying it. Like, you know, I would call it humbleness, but we could call it downplaying it also because he's like, yeah, you know, I work. It's like, yeah, we all work, but we don't get this. You know what I'm saying? But it was just a good conversation that me and him was having. Not to go into details, but just in the gist, like, this is amazing. Like, this ain't as normal as some may think. You know, us in America, we grow up, a lot of us grow up in poverty. A lot of kids now are being brought up in different situations, but a lot of us that were born in the late 80s, early 90s, late 80s, 90s, that are moving to Africa, so many traumatic experiences has led us to want to even leave because we're trying to chase something that we know exists, but we very rarely see it where we live. This is the place to see it. So, I'm making this official, my first video. The last video, the audio was messed up. It is what it is. Like, as a filmmaker, you got to double check everything. You got to make sure everything tip top, especially if you're going to use your equipment. I'm also a filmmaker, my people. I'll get more into that on other videos, but for now, I want you to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow anything you know that I'm on. I'm going to try to give y'all insight on how to survive in the continent and how to thrive on the continent. And doing it by also uplifting people that you encounter. It's important for us to come here and assimilate, but never change who we were created to be. Like I say on every platform, I'm going to keep it the same on here. First 24 hours of South Africa. And as always, race first.